Is what age do track and field or athletics athletes peak at? And the answers will surprise you. So I made this spreadsheet here, and the spreadsheet is linked in the description of this video, and it is based off of real data from the IAAF, and there's some charts in some of them. If you want to get the chart for age, you can right-click and then go to column stats, and it will give you the chart. I didn't do it for all of them. But this is the summary of lifetime PB sorted by age. It's for men. I did it for women quickly, just for a few events, and it kind of suggests the data tracks very similarly for men and for women. So look at this, 10,000 and 5,000. The lifetime PB for men occurs around age 23.4. It's actually the youngest, which is mind-blowing because there was this false kind of idea that the older you get, the better you get. And yes, that is very true in the marathon. We see the marathon is at 28 years where the PB lands, but the half marathon, look at this, 24 years. Let me show you what that means. Let's go to the half marathon, okay? And we can see that all of these previous marathon world records are set by 21-year-olds, 24-year-olds, 21, 24, 26, 27. Okay, there's some outliers, right? 28, but generally, 23, 22, generally and statistically, 24 years is your statistical peak. Now, I think this has a lot of implications for athletics and for track and field. I dream potential, yet goes through college and then only goes pro at the age of 22. And I think which leaves you only 1 year if you're in the longer distances, and even the 4, to achieve your full statistical potential. If you've gone pro for a solid 4 years before the age of 24, you have time to learn how to be a pro. You have time to learn how to have these amazing PB times. And I just don't think the culture in the rest of the world, or in a lot of first world countries, necessarily supports being a pro. There's other priorities like going to college, first getting your college degree done. But at the same time, I think if you have world-class talent in a country like the U.S., going pro, I think you're gaining an enormous opportunity. And by not going pro, I think you're missing opportunity costs, especially if you have world-class talent. So let's just continue looking at these numbers. 10,000 meters, 23.24. 5,000 meters, 23.4. 400 is 24. Now, there's an obvious outlier in the 400. Michael Johnson, who was like 30 or 32 when he set his world records in the 4 and the 2. And there's always outliers, but this is statistically, right? Half marathon, 24. High jump, 24. 1,500, 24 and a half. 800, 24 and a half. And the 800 is one of my favorite events. And we see that Rudisha was only 23 when he set his world record. Wilson Kipketer, 24. Sebastian Coe, 24. Nigel Amos, 18. Absolutely amazing talent, and never really quite... I mean, he did amazing times, but due to injury, probably was not able to achieve his absolute full potential. Joaquin Cruz, 21 years old. 23. You're not seeing... Okay, one guy is 29. But generally, statistically, everybody is young if you want to hit those world records, if you want to hit your personal best, if you want to hit your best potential. 400, 24.79. Long jump. So the interesting thing here is the sprints, 200, actually skew on the end of the spectrum. So 200 is 24 point, basically 25. The 110 is 25. Pole vaults, I'll talk about that later. Decathlon. The 100 is the oldest running event, except for the marathon, which is just really interesting. So pole vault is there is so much skill involved in pole vault, and so I could go on for Mondo Duplantis. Started pole vaulting at like the age of 5, whereas most people who are good at pole vault start pole vaulting, typically at the age of maybe 14, right? So I think Mondo in pole vaulting from the age of 5, by the time he was 18, 17, he already had all of that practice, which is why he, I believe, skews lower. So, and then finally, marathon is the only running event that really shows that you need to be older. But again, I think this really data dispels the notion that the older you get, the better you get. And the only thing that really goes for is marathon in running. So there you have it. Had to get this off my chest.